Not sure how to start your own online consulting business? By the end of this video, you'll have my 5-step game plan on how to sign your first high-paying client. For the best advice on how to start and grow your consulting business, subscribe to my channel by hitting the subscribe button at the lower right of the screen. My name is Patrick and I'm from consultingbootcamp.co, and I've helped hundreds of experts start and scale their own consulting or coaching business. The first step you need to take to become an independent business consultant is asking yourself this one question. Who are you going to be working with? What's the audience? What's the niche? Who are you going to be specializing in helping? Because if you're trying to help everyone, what are you going to put on your website? Right? You'll just be listing all sorts of stuff and knowledge and know-how and expertise that you have, and you'll be like just everyone else. What you want to do is really speak to one target client and basically go in and help that person. And don't worry, there's going to be enough of these people out there. The money goes to the specialist and not the generalist. That's step number one. All right, step number two. What is the critical problem that your perfect client has? You should be looking to always solve the same problem. And the reason is simple. When you always solve the same problem for the same type of people, you can basically have one offer that you can basically scale. You can just always use the same offer. What that means is you get really good real fast at solving that one problem. Because you get really good, then people are basically starting to look after you. Like they want to come to you, they want to work with you because you are this specialist, right? And also it's easier for you to basically achieve freedom and have to work less hours in your business, because think about it. You don't always have to shift gears as you're going from one client to another. They basically all look the same, they all have the same problem, and so you can basically go in with the same offer, right? So what's the biggest problem out there that the people you want to work with that they have and that they're looking for a solution and they're willing to hire essentially a coach or a consultant for them to come in and help them solve that problem? That's the second thing that you need. Before we get any further, let me know in the comments below. I really want to know if you're already like a consultant or a coach, or you're thinking of launching your consulting business. Who do you think you should be working with? Like, who's your ideal customer? What do you have so far? And what's the big problem you're going to be solving for them? Right? Let's build a little community here in this channel, and I want to hear your answers. The third step to launching your independent consulting business is to basically build your offer, right? And this is really cool because now that you're focusing on one type of client that have one problem, then you can really go in with one single offer, and your offer needs to hit it out of the park for them. You basically need to home run this for them. You need to over deliver. And that's how you're going to be able to basically A, feel great about your services, right? Have a real, difference out there in the world. And B, you'll start attracting clients way faster than if you're basically not really helping people out, because the word will spread out. You're going to get referrals. You're going to feel much more confident when you'll go on calls or on meetings with potential clients, because you will know that what you're doing out there is really helping people. So what's the one offer you can carve to essentially knock it out of the park for your clients, right? So that's the third step. And also, just know this little bit of pro tip here. You don't have to have the offer perfectly nailed down day one. The offer is going to evolve, right? So basically what you should be doing is what I call having a minimum viable offer. I call this the MVO inside of my consulting bootcamp. And essentially what you want to do is you want to take this as far as possible, have a fairly good idea of how you can help the client, but you'll use your first 2, 3, 4, 5 clients to basically adjust your offer. And when you go in and when you sign your first clients, be okay going over and above for them. Be okay, putting more hours, because this is essentially the time for you to learn more. This is almost like market research, but you're being paid to do it by your first clients. So give back, make sure that you're actually going over and above for them. Roll up your sleeves, do the work. But eventually what you'll be able to do is really adjust your offer so that it becomes like amazingly powerful and effective at solving the problem that your client has. But again, if you're trying to work with all sorts of people that have all sorts of problems, you'll never be able to do this because the offers will always be different from one time to another, right? So that's step number 3. Step number 4 is the pricing. And this piece is really important because I see new consultants, they make this mistake day in, day out. Basically, they go in, they price themselves too low. The problem with pricing yourself too low is that it's very hard to basically make enough money to pay your bills, reinvest in your business, pay yourself and your family some vacation time, and basically just put some for rainy days, put some money aside, right? So you really want to make sure that you're pricing this as a win-win. It has to be a win for your client. It has to be a win for yourself as well, right? So I understand if you want to go in and, your first one, two, or three clients, you want to do like a proof of concept, meaning you charge a little bit less because you're learning. That's okay. But soon enough, you'll have to reverse engineer. So, for example, if you know that you want to be making, let's say, $15,000 per month, well, don't go in charging $2,000 per client, because that means that you're going to have to find every month 7 new clients. And finding 7 clients when you're starting and you don't have a marketing budget, this can take a toll on you. So look for a problem that you can actually go in and solve, charging at least $5,000. That way, if you want to make 15K, all you got to do is find 3 clients a month. Suddenly, it's not that hard anymore. If you're unsure what is worth 5K, rule of thumb, basically try to quantify the problem you're solving, try to see how much that problem is worth for your client, and charge about 10% of that. So if you're solving a problem that is worth $50,000 for one of your clients. So for example, imagine you're in finance or in accounting, and you know that you can save them $50,000 worth of costs in a year. Well, you can absolutely go in there and charge $5,000, right? It's a win-win. Win for you, win for them. The fifth step to building your online consulting business is basically having this client acquisition system, right? You need a system where you can go out there and bring clients on repeat, consistent money coming in, new under the form of new clients, new projects. So how do you do this? How do you do this? Well, the first thing is, I want to say you don't even need a website. You don't need fancy funnels. You don't need to have a huge network of people. So what do you need? You need to have the first 4 steps, right? You need to know exactly who you're looking to help. You need to know exactly what's the big problem that you're going to be solving for them. You need to have your offer and have a good pricing. Once you have that, go meet people where they are. So if your clients, for example, are on LinkedIn, LinkedIn is a great platform. Day in, day out, there's about 200 million active users on LinkedIn, right? If your clients are on Instagram or on Facebook, you can go meet them there. So essentially, you need this system. So here's an idea for you. What you can do today, you can start connecting with people who are potential clients, because now you know exactly who you're going after, or you should if you've done all the steps correctly. So you basically go reach out to them and you can open conversations. So by that, I don't mean cold calling anyone or just like pitching your services, but opening conversations with these people. And also the cool thing is, now that you know exactly what kind of consultant you are and you're specializing solving one critical problem out there in the market, you can use those platforms to start talking about these topics, talking about the pain points of your clients, talking about their desired situation, talking about their frustrations, their fears, and educating them, and just sharing your thoughts on that topic. And essentially what's going to do is, on one side, you're adding people to your network, you're starting conversations, and on the other side, you're actually putting some great content out there that's going to help these people. And eventually, these people will connect with your content, your credibility will start growing, your authority will start growing, and they'll come back to you and say, hey man, I've seen the stuff you've been putting out there, this is really interesting, let's talk. So in this strategy here, you'll notice there's no need for a website, right? So what people will do, however, they will go on your LinkedIn profile and have a look. And so the profile, it's probably a good idea to basically set it up in a way that it really speaks to these people. If you're unsure how to set up your profile, by the way, you can just look at mine. You go on LinkedIn and you check out Patrick Laverne, and I'll just leave you a link here. Now you know the exact steps to build your own online consulting business. However, the question remains, how do you bring it all together? So what I did for you is I built a framework. I built a guide with a framework in it. It's 25 pages, it's a PDF, it's completely free, and I've left it at the bottom of this video for you. So there's a link there. You can basically get it, get your hands on it, and it explains everything that you need to do in order to build that 6-figure plus consulting business. Also, I have an online Facebook community for people just like you, so people looking to grow their consulting business, and it's called Quest to 10K. And if you'd like to join, it's completely free. It would be great having you. We have roughly 700 people right now in it. And again, the link is below. Check out this video next to find your own six-figure consulting business idea.